What's going on, YouTube? It's Shimer Fantasy Battle Reports. I got another battle report for you today. It's Strength in Numbers Round 1. Strength in Numbers at the Toledo Game Room. If you guys don't know what the Toledo Game Room is, it's actually the place. If you ever go to like a Adepticon or Buckeye Battles, and there's the guy who sells all the bits, and these bits are ranging from everywhere, from models you have never seen before, models you didn't even know existed, models that were made before you were born. This guy sells them all, and this is at the place that we're playing at in the Toledo Game Room in Ohio. Anyways, Strength in Numbers is a team event, and this is like my third team event in the 9th age. The first one being the Colonial Carnage, where we did it with or it was Memorial Mayhem, Memorial Mayhem with Phil Carl and Matt Irby, and then that was Todd White's tournament that he ran, and then the second one is obviously ETC, which is a big jump there, and then this one is right after we got back from ETC. We're going to go ahead and do a 4-man tournament. We built up our dream team. It's me, my brother, we got John Oakes, and we have Nick Creep, and I have pictures of them later so you know who the hell I'm talking about. Anyways, guys, let's go over what I have on the table. Let's go over what we're playing against. And basically, our first team we're playing against is called the Wu-Tang Clan. The Wu-Tang. I wish I took a picture of his shirt, because the shirt had like an actual Wu-Tang Clan, but it says Wu-Tang. Anyways, but speaking of random-ass pictures, check this out. Boom! Green Moon! Oh my god. What the fuck is that? That's actually the solar eclipse that happened, like, earlier this month or last month it was, and this was right before this was probably August 21st, isn't it? Yeah, August 21st I think was the date. But anyways, guys, yeah, I took this picture because I was out and about, and the eclipse was happening, and this guy had a freaking what are they called, the welder mask. So I was like, hey, yo, let me look at that really quick. And I used it, and I took a picture. There you go. You got a green moon. Anyways, let's go over my army really quick. It's the same army I used for ETC. It was partially due to the fact that I didn't have time to go rearranging my list or testing out new lists or anything like that. So I just kind of was like, guys, just use my ETC list. So I go ahead and got my 30 Cave Goblins, Bows, Maggots, Fanatics, Nets. I got my 10 Iron Orcs, the Iron Boys in the back. I got Crom the Conqueror right there. I got the K-Pack up here. Koga Kaiser Koenig, and then I got King Koopa. King Koopa's on the top. My Goblin King. I love that fat fuck. Look at him. He's so happy. He's like dancing with his little peg leg. Anyways, I got the A-Rock, the Mother of Dragons. Just because there's no paint scores, the A-Rock comes out to play. When there's paint scores, the Chicken Rock comes out to play. Just because Chicken Rock's prettier. I got my Forest Goblins here. I got my Common Goblins in the back with the 46 Common Goblins, Bows, Shields, and Shady Gits, as well as the BSB with the big green moon as well. Over here I got my 2 Faker Fanatics here. The I don't even know what the hell I want to call these guys, because I just don't feel it without the cow. I miss the cow. The cow misses me. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why I dropped Cave Goblins out of my army in my next iteration of my list, because I am just missing my cow. It is driving me nuts. I got General Zod up there. Zod is a motherfucker. That's what he is. Oh, by the way, I got my first warning on the 9th Age forums for swearing too much. Sorry, I just had to let that out. Guys, I'm sorry if you're watching my channel. If you, sir, are watching my channel and don't expect me to swear, you are in for a treat, dude. I am from fucking Chicago. I fucking swear every fucking second chance I get, and I don't care. I don't care. No kids are watching my channel, and I'm sorry that you're watching this at work. I'm sorry that you're watching this with your children around, but guess what? It's Shyhammer. Shyhammer swears a lot, okay? If you don't have a clue, here you go. It's me. I have a fucking mohawk, alright? Guy with a fucking mohawk is supposed to fucking swear. Anyways, here's another picture of King Koopa dancing all around. Then let's go over my team. So I'm gonna go back to my picture over here. I got the picture of me, Mr. Shyhammer himself, James the Silva here. Over here we got Nick Creep. He didn't bring Undying Dynasties. He actually brought out his rats. We wanted him to bring out a gun line with rats, and I think he did a very good job at that. We got John Oakes here, John653. If you guys haven't met him, this is the first time I've ever met him. He's an awesome guy. Like, the minute we got to the hotel, we were in the same hotel, and we couldn't shut up. We were just talking to each other, like, about what we could do and whatever. Now, if you can see on the table, he's playing a gray army for this tournament. I'm painting that army right now as we speak, or as I speak, I should say. Actually, I'm not really painting it right now because I'm making this battle report. But you smartass, am painting the picture, but painting the army. But John is an unstoppable vampire player. Over here, I got my brother, the Juggernaut, Jesse, and he is playing his Ogre Khans. So the Wu-Tang Clan, they have 4 players. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go over the psychology of our matchups. And again, like I think matchups is our biggest, the biggest hurdle I need to go over to figure out who should be playing who. So they have Justin Chandler on Wu-Tang. He's the captain of the team at this round, and he is playing a Bloodthirster list. Double hell cannon, or double fire cannons, Bloodthirster, and everything else Bloodthirster-like. Then they have Kraus, and what's his first name? It was something Kraus. Oh man, I don't even have his first name here. Yeah. Kraus is playing an Empire of Sonnstahl list. Now here's the deal, is he has what's considered a rush list. Everything is cavalry, everything's coming in at you fast. So when we were doing the matches, we were looking at it, my brother and Nick Creep were both like, we won't do well against this. Like, yeah, Nick Creep has a bunch of stuff that's AP6, my brother has freaking ogres and rocks and stuff, but they both said, like, if those knights get in really fast into their other stuff, they're going to basically lose. So they're like, we both don't want to deal with this guy. And I was like, that's no problem. I looked at his list. It took me 2 seconds to say this. I said, he has nothing that's going to break Steadfast. I'll take him. We have Shoot Dang, and Shoot Dang is a Warriors of the Dark Gods player. He has a big block of trolls. He has, I can't remember for the life of me. He's playing 2 giants. He's playing some other stuff. So that one was interesting because I thought a gunless would do great against him. Honestly, in all honesty, the best person to play that guy would have been my brother. But we ended up getting role switched here. Then we have Andrew Werner, and Andrew Werner is the guy who played the 222 Goblins at Buckeye Battles, but this time he's playing a dwarf list. So the big issue here is, and Andrew, I know you're watching this, I hope you hear this. So the big issue here is Chandler and Andrew. Chandler and Andrew have the biggest red matches for us. If I play Chandler, it's an automatic loss for me, I think. I could play anybody else. Andrew's kind of like, that's going to be a tough match because of his war machines. He's playing a dwarf with double catapult and an organ gun or something like that. Something like that, right? The thing is, for John, Andrew is a red match. John was like, oh my god, if he could kill his lord, basically the rest of the army is going to have a hard time. So we were talking about it. The biggest thing here is the Bloodthirster, which is Chandler. If we could get Chandler to play Jesse, who has double cannons and a hell of a merc list, all right. Nick Creep, which has, like, I forgot how many Jezzails, like 10 Jezzails or some shit like that, who would just be blasting wounds off that Bloodthirster for a few rounds, or John, then I don't have to worry. I don't mind playing anybody else, which means that we would have at least 2 good green matches, and then the other 2 would have to basically play their game, right? So that's the way we were looking at it. So we'll go ahead and drop myself. They ended up giving me the choice between Kraus and Shoot Dang, but at the same time that happened, we threw down... How did this go? I think they gave us Chandler, which ended up going to my brother Jesse. Now I had my choice at this time. I could have given it to somebody else, but I gave it to Jesse, thinking, Jesse, you have 2 cannons, you'll mess this guy up, right? And then what ended up happening was John still got Werner, and Nick Creep still got Shoot Dang, which isn't the ideal matches, but we'll see how that goes towards the end of the game. Anyways, that was a long explanation just to give you who I'm playing. I am playing Kraus in his rush list, and it's exactly what I said. I said, guys, these guys are worried about him. This unit right here is 10 Empire. 1 second, I got the list right here. They are 10 Knightly Orders. They have... Are these the Knightly Orders? No, these are 10 Electoral Cavalry. They have great weapons. This is the only unit with great weapons because they had scythes. Over here he has 2 units of one's an Electoral Cavalry, 10 of them, and then one of them is like the Imperial Cavalry or whatever it's called. Knightly Orders. Alright. Then he has a steam tank. He has his BSB right there holding that freaking Grim Reaper. And then over here, as you can see, he has 2 units of Demigriffs, or Knights of the Sun Griffin. Over here, he has a small 10-man block of gunners. And then in the back, that big bird over there, I got a better picture of it. We'll get to it in a second. This horse right here is his general. And this is a big mistake I make throughout the game, is I didn't think this guy was his general. I thought this guy was his general, this big dude on a freaking griffin. I was like, ah, shit. So that I go back and forth with. You'll see in the game. We ended up getting the diagonal deployment. And as we got the diagonal deployment, I think we're playing flags. I forgot what the hell we're playing. We're playing some... I want to say it's flags. I want to say 100% it's flags, actually. So, as you can see, we deploy in the diagonal. He drops everything. I get to counter react. I think we were dropping back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. But I got to a point where I was just like comfortable where I'm at. I think he dropped everything at one point, and then I just basically deployed based on that. So one thing is, if he's taking first turn, I don't want to give him my chariots for free. So I give my chariots a little bit further back to go, and then let me show you the finished deployment here. I monster mash my left side. I give Crom. I really wanted to know where his chariot's going. I think, did I take first turn? I'm looking at who took first turn. It might have been me. Yeah, I took first turn. I did. I finished dropping. Excuse me. All I was really worried about was where that chariot's going. Okay, so he drops the chariot, and the thing is, he has a side with that house, and the house is kind of splitting up his deployments, and I get that. That's totally understandable. It's hard to deal with that. We have 2 hills equal distance away. The hills are great for line of sight purposes. He doesn't have any cannons besides the steam tank, so that's a good thing. So what my goal here is for Crom to get into that steam tank and just crush attack. It's a 50-50 chance I'll crush that thing, right? And that's fine. Like I said, he has nothing to break my steadfast as long as I can take down those units from being 2 ranks into 1 rank. And once I get that, I have this giant block of goblins that aren't going anywhere, and I can set up any charge I want with that. So that's one thing I'm looking at. I'm going to set up every counter charge in the book, right? I go ahead and so that's the whole deal. Basically, that's where I'm going to go. Let's go to start turn 1. Zod and Goblins. Zod and Goblins turn 1. Well, first off, my Vanguard, I ended up moving my Wolf Riders back because I didn't like them on this side, and I kind of need them for other things just to get in the way. You know, I dropped them really early on to see where the hell he's deploying at. So I go ahead and I move Crom behind the hill. He can't see me with anybody except for the steam tank, which I'm like, go ahead, knock yourself out. If you want to make a long charge into the steam tank and Crom, knock yourself out. I keep Zod in the A-Rock step back, and I just set it up where if he moves up with anybody, basically he's going to get rammed by the K-Pack. The Goblins are cool where they're at. All the Goblins are cool where they're at. My Black Orcs are basically the only thing out of line of sight that are close enough, and then Koopa runs up because Koopa, frankly, just doesn't care. Koopa doesn't care. Alright, so that's kind of how the table looks. And then we go into magic phase, and I end up getting like 7 dice. I think I can eyeball it from this eagle eye shot here. I'm like, yeah, I got 7 dice. And he's like, what are you going to cast? And I said, I don't know. I didn't roll for my magic spell. So I go ahead and I roll for my magic spells. And I got the Wheel Turns Raven's Wing. Missing a witchcraft spell there. Oh, it's Twisted Effigy, which doesn't do shit in this game. Then I got Scorching Salvo, Immolation, Pyroclastic Flow, and Enveloping Embers. Didn't really want Enveloping Embers, but I got Enveloping Embers, and I just basically figured, I got double 6s, double 4s. I figured I would take the 1 and 3 because that's what I really need is those magic missiles to weaken up his group. So I go ahead and I do a Raven's Wing onto the Cave Goblins. Forgot why I did this. He lets it go through. I think I wanted to buff... I forgot why I wanted to buff something. I wanted to buff something. Anyways, I did Raven's Wing, move these guys over just to get the wizard closer to where I wanted to. Gave him the extra movement. I think that was closer to what I was thinking. Then I go ahead and I do a Pyroclastic Flow. He stops it. Go ahead and I do a Scorching Salvo. It goes off. I kill off one of these handgunners here, and that's basically it. That was it. That was all Scorching Salvo did. Everything else he has is a good armor save. Didn't do any wounds. Shooting phase. My... Common Goblins here end up picking off 1 wound over here off these Knights, and that's it. That's how the table looks. It's going to go ahead and start off his turn. Empire of the Sonnstahl, Krausis, Sonnstahl, turn 1. So he goes ahead and he moves up everybody in the middle, but he doesn't want to give me too close of a range to countercharge. The guys on the left side with the great weapons are coming around to the backside of Crom, which is totally fine because Crom's not going to stick there. He can just walk on the hill and go towards that tank like I want to. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm actually contemplating doing the charge because I got that extra movement. If I call it the wall, I'll get another movement. Crom will be movement 8 with Swift Stride. That's going to be awesome. All right. Anyways, shooting phase, he ends up shooting. He has no magic. He goes straight to shooting. He ends up shooting the cannon right into the A-Rock, and he freaking misfires and takes a wound. Oh, that was just like lovely. Over here, these guys shoot into Koopa, and Koopa just like just bounces him off the gut and doesn't even fucking matter because Koopa doesn't care. Alright, it's gonna go ahead and start off. There was no close combat, so it's gonna start off my turn. Zod and Goblins turn 2. Zod and Goblins turn 2. Here it goes. We're calling out the Wog on 3, 2, 1. Wog! Gonna go for that Wog. Koopa! Koopa fakes him out. He thinks I'm going for those handgunners. Fuck that. I'm going for the flank of the Demigryphs. Fuck that. I am not going for those. The handgunners are too easy of a charge. But you know what? Getting a flank of Demigryphs, that's a totally different story. And if he sticks, he can't even countercharge me because that other unit is so wide. So, Crom's charging into the frickin' steam tank. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to go ahead and punk that damn steam tank. The A-Rock charges into one unit of Electoral Cav. He fails the terror check, re-rolls it on the BSB, fails that terror check. It runs through the Griffin, through his Demigryphs, through his other Demigryphs, and off the table. Holy fuck, A-Rock. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll redirect, and A-Rock redirects into this other unit. They stick, of course. And then my K-Pack is going into the same Demigryphs that Koopa's going into. I think the original thing what I was going to do was do the A-Rock and the K-Pack into that unit that the A-Rock was going into, and I'll just blow up that unit. But I'm like, this just works out better. I'll just hit the unit with Koopa. So I go in, boom, 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 and Crom fails the charge. Fucking Crom. Now, I do something kind of, oh, no, it's not dumb. It's not dumb at all. Zod was charging in, and Zod failed as well. That's what happened. So since Zod failed the charge, okay, I don't want Zod fighting that Griffin alone. I mean, granted, it's Zod we're talking about. This game, you'll see what I'm talking about with Zod. Zod is his own beast. But what I ended up doing is, since Zod failed the charge, and that Griffin is looking straight at Zod, I moved my Wolf Riders right in front of Zod, because if he charges in, kills the Wolf Riders, overruns into Zod, it's my turn next, and I could just counter charge with the Goblins and give him a champ, and he loses combat. And it's an easy kill. Don't even have to worry about me taking any wounds. Alright? That's my goal. Alright? So, basically, that's how it looks. Magic! Got 11 power dice. Go ahead and I do a Raven's Wing on these guys again. I don't even know where the hell I'm moving them to. I just keep moving them. I don't see where it's coming and going. Over here, I end up doing the wheel turns onto my opponent. Onto my opponent. Oh, that's probably why. Probably because I was just outside of 24-inch range, so I ended up doing a Raven's Wing to move up closer and getting these guys to get the wheel turns on them. He lets it go through. I go ahead and I do a Scorching Salvo. I get it off with double sixes, and it blows up only 2 of my Goblins. That's beautiful. Apparently I failed a Pyroclastic Flow. Kills off a couple of these handgunners, doesn't do shit, and that's basically it. That's honestly it. I might have done like a small Scorching Salvo, to be honest, and just got double sixes on 2 dice. Over here, close combat, A-Rock kills 3 of these guys. They put 2 wounds back, so I got a charge in 3. He has a 2 and a banner. He sticks on like a leadership, whatever it is, like 7 or 8 or 6 or something like that. So he sticks. That really wasn't what I was hoping would happen, but basically I was hoping Crom got into, and Crom failed, because Crom would have gave me more attacks with the Spider and the Goblins. Alright, let's do the K-Pack. This is going to be awesome. They got fucking 3d6 plus 3 impacted. Let's see how this goes. 1, 1, 2. Okay, let's look at that again. Nope, that's a 1, 1, and 2. Like, if one of them was a 6, that would be decent, right? I mean, like, that'd be like 10, 11, 12 around there, you know? No. This is literally 7 impact hits, and half of them are automatic because I got the +3. I only got, I mean, like, if I rolled all ones, I would have 6 impact hits. So this means I only got one better than that. I got a 2. Anyways, impact hits ends up killing one anyways, which is fucking awesome. Alright? And then Koopa ends up killing off another guy, and he goes ahead and he swings, and he ends up doing only a couple wounds onto the K-Pack. He's going to lose combat. The thing is, since I didn't kill as many as I thought, or I didn't wipe them out, and the spot I put Koopa in, I actually put myself in a bad spot. As you can see, my Black Orcs moved up too after we charged in. I should have put Koopa on the bottom tip of these guys. The bottom tip. And I think the reasoning for that is just the overrun. I could have angled it correctly, but since I didn't, Koopa's going to end up there. I'm going to end up running from my K-Pack, and I'm going to run this way, which threw Koopa off the table. The main reason I did this was I realized my chariots are pretty much in a shitty position now. No matter what, my chariots are in a shitty position to get countercharged by the Demigryphs, but I didn't want to lose Koopa. So Koopa runs off the table. He rolled like a 10, got off the table, right? The K-Pack only rolled like a 6, didn't go anywhere. They got really close to this handgun and just failed by like an inch or two. But it's going to be his turn next. Now the cool thing, this I thought about for a while, he thought about it too, is if he charges me and I flee, I have a couple chances at like a leadership 6 to rally, but that means he's going to have a clear shot into my Black Orcs, which are my scoring unit. This could be tricky. This could be tricky. I could potentially do something with my Black Orcs, maybe not, I don't know, but it's going to start off his turn. Krause's Empire of the Sonnstahl, turn 2. Turn 2, he charges in. Like I said, I thought about this long and hard. I decided I'm going to flee. So I flee through his guys, through my guys, pop out this side. Now it's a little too far for him to catch, right? So he redirects into my Black Orcs. He fails the charge. He fails the charge. Holy crap, I lucked out. Holy crap. Over here, he does charge into the Wolf Riders. I'm like, alright, I'll take it. And he fails that charge. Oh my god, I thought he was going to get it. His steam tank, though, rams right into the side of my freaking spider. And then these guys are just going to sit here and shoot me. Yeah, oh, that's actually shooting phase. Shooting phase, he shoots these guys, doesn't kill shit. Over here, close combat, he ends up doing 1 wound on the impact hits. My spider ends up doing 2 wounds onto the tank with the venomous jaw. And basically, he starts grinding me down. He ends up doing like 3 or 4 wounds. No, he does all the wounds. Horses, guys on the freaking horses, the freaking tank itself, and they pop the fucking A-Rock. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He reforms like so. And this puts me in a bad position because I was hoping that he did kill my dogs and I would have that counter charge, but now the dogs are in my way of my own charge. And it's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins, turn 3. Zod and Goblins, turn 3. Zod and Goblins, turn 3. Charge! Now, I charge the Wolf Riders. This is done by me. I charge the Wolf Riders into the tank. And the reason I did this is because if I charge into anything else, he kills the Wolf Riders and he gets a free reform. But I need to get the Wolf Riders out of there, and I figure no matter what, the tank can't get that, like, you know, that whatever. Then I charge Kramen, okay? And there's part of an issue here that I fucked up on. I charge Zod into the flank of those Demigryphs that are threatening my Black Orcs, because if Zod gets in, he's out of line of sight of everybody. Koopa comes back on the table. By the time he rallies and turns around, he has to turn facing Zod, and if he wants to go towards the Common Goblins, I don't care. The Common Goblins will probably win, depending on how many people get in, right? Well, what happens is my Wolf Riders and Crom go in. Zod fails the charge. I needed like a 6 on 3 dice because I had the +1, +2 maybe from the witchcraft spells. I failed the fucking flank charge. You got to be kidding me. I failed the fucking flank charge. Oh, that sucks. So now, I'm like, he's gonna fucking charge me with those knight units into Zod. Zod is just sitting in the middle of the table. I move Koopa where he gets to see everybody's ass. My Black Orcs charge into the handgunners because I'm trying to run off the table there. My chariots, the K-Pack, did not rally. Did not rally. Alright. Magic phase, I got 4 power dice. Go ahead and I do a Raven's Wing, and that's all I do to try to move Zod, and he stopped it. Maybe he stopped it. I don't know. Did he stop it? Yeah, I think he did stop it. I think that's all I tried to do was my 4 dice Raven's Wing to get Zod out of the danger, and he stopped it. Shooting phase, these guys start shooting into his into his Griffin. They end up doing a wound. Over here, close combat, his tank kills 3 dogs. Crom goes for that freaking crush tech, and whiff. Roll a 1. Guys, there's a shy ambulance. So I roll a 1, and I'm like, shit, I actually lost combat because they did 3 wounds. He did 3 wounds. I just have a charge and no wounds, right? I'm gonna wait for that to go by. This is something I thought about way after this game. Like, on the way home I thought about this, which was just way too late. I roll the dice, and Crom runs away. The dogs stick, though, on Zod's leadership. Okay, so I reform the dogs, and I end up turning the dogs so that his other unit can't charge Zod. The problem here is that Crom was steadfast, and I failed to remember that. I failed to remember that Crom was steadfast, and he runs away. That is a dumb mistake by me, but it happens. Over here, the Black Orcs end up killing these guys off and run off the table, and it's going to go ahead and start off his turn. Wu-Tang Clan, Kraus, and his Empire of the Sonnstahl turn 3. Empire of the Sonnstahl turn 3. He charges Crom, forces Crom to go boom, 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 through all my units, pops out the other side. Fucking Crom. What a fat bastard. Nobody cared. Everybody stuck on their panic checks. And he decides he's going to redirect into Zod with both his great weapon wielding knights on the left and his Griffin on the top. Now his other guys can't clear my wolves. As you can see, I put it where the wolves were angled sideways so that way he can't get past that door. So he charges in, and the Griffins, the Demigriffs, are charging, I think, my big block here. So, how did this work? Oh, so he goes ahead and he charges in with the other guys. They kill my dogs. They overrun this way. Yeah, because there's no shooting. It's just straight into close combat. So he goes in this way, and he tries to overrun into Zod, and he fails by 2 inches. Holy crap. Over here, close combat, I'm like, I'm just going great weapon. Fuck the bullshit. So he goes ahead and swings away. He does 0 wounds to Zod. 0 wounds to Zod. I go ahead and I swing back with my great weapon. Boom! I knock in 2 wounds that he didn't ward save. I think I did 3 wounds, and he ward saved 1, and the other 2 go through, and he's just like, fuck, I lost combat. So he goes in ahead and rolls, and he freaking rolls like a 12. His BSB's on the other side of the table. He's gonna run, and fucking Zod just runs his ass down. Zod, you bastard! You just killed that guy. And I'm like, yes, I got the general, thinking that guy was the fucking general. He was not. It's going to start off turn 4, Zod and Goblins, I think. Yeah, it is Zod and Goblins turn 4. So I go ahead and I just move Zod in a position where he can't get charged by the fucking, that Demigriff bus. I think I tried to charge Koopa into somebody and he fled. I think that's what happened. And then Koopa just fails the charge. I moved the Goblins. Now look at this. This is what I'm talking about. First off, Crom and the K-Pack still don't rally, but when I go to roll to see how far they run like 3 inches and 2 inches. I'm like, would you guys just reverse those fucking rolls and give me the fucking low rolls when I need you to rally? My Black Orcs come back on the table. Now I set this up so since his knights fled from Koopa, alright, they're in front of his other knights there, and he can't really wheel around them to get to my common goblins. I actually moved my common goblins up, taunting his Demigriff bus, okay? Once he charges in there, again, like I said, there's nothing that could break my steadfast. He has to go in. I'll be steadfast on a 9 with Zod there, 8 because he causes fear, okay? But the way Koopa is, the way Zod is, the way the cave goblins are, the way the iron orcs are, everything can countercharge the minute he goes in and gets stuck on a steadfast. Everything can countercharge, and that is going to go into my favor, right? So I'm setting him up for a trap. It's going to go ahead and start off magic. I got 4 power dice. Go ahead and I do a Raven's Wing, and I move Zod this way because why did I move Zod that way in the first? Oh, I think it was just because that's where I caught his Griffin was over there. So I just moved Zod back. I think I moved Zod back so he didn't have to deal with the tank. I don't remember why I did this. I don't remember why. Shooting phase, I'm going to shoot these guys into his Demigriffs. I end up doing a wound. It's going to start off his turn 4. Kraus in the Empire of the Sonnstahl, turn 4. He goes for the charge. He takes the bait. He charges in. I'm like, hell yeah, I got this. There's just no way in hell I don't got this. It's going to get a huge flank with the Goblins. I'm going to throw nets on them. I'm going to freaking charge Zod and Koopa in. This is going to be glorious, right? So let's go into close combat, or let's see what remaining moves. Remaining moves, the guys rally over there. He moves his other knights closer over here. This is all interesting, and basically that's how the table looks at the current moment. This guy shoots, misfires again. He missed 2 cannon shots already. Close combat over here. He ends up killing 4, 8, 9. He kills 9 guys, 1 shady get, and I'm like, because I challenged, I did like 1 wound back. And again, I'm thinking this is pretty bad, but my next turn I have magic in my favor. I got all this shit in my favor. I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and this is gonna be awesome, right? So I freaking roll the dice and I roll 11. I'm like, and this is a WCW dice. Like the WCW dice are notorious for rolling low. So I grab the WCW dice for leadership checks almost all the time. I roll it. I roll an 11. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Well, my PSP is still alive. I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that same 2 dice. I grab the same 2 dice. I roll them again, and it's an 11 again. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, I grabbed that WCW dice and I'm dead serious. I chucked it on the floor as hard as I can, and I've never seen a dice bounce so high ever in my life until that day. And I didn't know dice could bounce that damn high. But it bounced and it bounced and it bounced and it landed under a table, and I said, fuck that dice. I am done with it. I forbade him. He's gonna stay under that table for the rest of his life or until somebody picks him up. Fuck! He overruns, and he overruns right into my forest goblins. That is huge. That is huge. He just killed like 700 points of my goblins, and he's going to kill another like 500 in my forest goblins with my wizard. And it's going to start off my turn. Orcs and goblins turn 5. Alright, so I charge Koopa in. My K-Pack turns around and finally rallies. Crom does not. I think Crom runs off the table. Koopa charges into the flank of those freaking electoral cav. I'm just very upset. And now I'm just thinking I have to hold my points, right? I have to win the flag scenario, so my cave goblins are just running. They're running towards Zod like, Zod, we don't know what to do. And I'm just like, fuck, and I'm going to leave my black orcs on the table side over there. Damn it! Damn it! Oh, man, I'm so upset. I'm so upset about that. Magic phase, I got 8 power dice. Go ahead and I do a Scorching Salvo, because I can. Because why not? I don't care how many dice I use. It goes ahead and does 1 wound out to the tank. Ends up doing, like, a wound to one of the knights. Oh, I end up releasing my Fanatics, right? And I go ahead and I throw the Fanatics through this unit. I pop, like, 1 of his guys, 2 of my guys. Didn't do as much as I thought, right? Close combat over here. He ends up going ahead and he ends up just destroying a shit ton of my forest goblins. Of course he would. He picks out my wizard, kills my wizard, you bastard. And I run. He decides to try to restrain from running and chasing, and he fails. So he has to chase, and he chases and he hits that terrain, which is just awesome because now he's stuck facing the wrong way. But it's his turn next anyways. That's the part that sucks. Over here, Koopa ends up killing off 1 guy, and he ends up sticking. That's all I did was 1 fucking wound with Koopa, but he ends up sticking. It's going to go ahead and start off turn 5, Kraus and the Empire of the Sonnstahl. Well, since his tank's all beat up, he's going to have to roll his random movement, and he freaking fails to hit Zod. Ha! Oh man, over here close combat, Koopa just eviscerates 5 fucking guys. Koopa, you fat bastard. Oh my god, that 1 guy, remaining guy, he runs away. I don't even know if I chased. I don't think I chased. He runs away, but he rolled like an 11, okay? And when he did, he runs right into that goblin fanatic and just boom, he blows up. And there's a second shy ambulance in this video, guys. Man, it's going to start off turn 6. Kraus, or yeah, I think it's his turn 6. Is it his turn 6? It might be his turn 5. I don't know whose turn it is. Is he turn 5? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, turn 6. So he goes ahead and he reforms this way to walk into my fanatic, I think. Is this my turn? His turn? I don't know whose turn this is. Magic, 3 dice. I don't know why there's magic dice in this. I think his turn, he just reformed guys because he didn't do shit. It's going to be my turn, I think. That was his turn. Okay, that was his turn. He tried to get into Zod. Koopa kills a bunch of guys. This guy runs this way. It's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins, turn 6. Oh, my Fanatic went through these guys, popped out in front of them, held them up there. That's fine. Magic phase. I got 3 power dice. Does nothing happen. I charge Zod and Koopa into that other unit. I need to get the flags. I start marching everybody away from his freaking line of sight of his General and BSB's unit. And as you can see, Crom finally ran off the table. My Forest Goblins, I do not think they rallied. Over here, close combat. Whoo! You got the fucking Thunder Twins here, man. Holy shit. This is the picture of the minute they got into that combat. You got Koopa and Zod in the same combat. This is the picture of it afterwards. Holy fuck! No fucks were given. They fucking eviscerated that unit. 3 guys remaining, and they don't even put a wound on either one. They run, and I just chase them off the fucking table. That is game right there. His turn 6, he can't do anything to kill my Goblins. I am just out of line of sight, and basically that is where we call it. So I got the objective. I got a good chunk of points. I thought I got his general, but I did not get his general, which was corrected to me at that moment when we were doing points. And then I found out, shit, I got the wrong guy. This game had a lot of failed charges on both sides. On his side, on my side, that was crazy. That fucking steadfast check was the only thing that just did not go to plan. It just did not go to plan. But this guy put up a good challenge, a good fight with that. Anyways, after all said and done, I got 14 points, which is decent, alright, but I was expecting to get higher, and that kind of cost my team. What ended up happening is there's a maximum of 80 points you could get, obviously, but you could cap at, I think it was 60? I want to say it was 60. Maybe 70. I don't know, somewhere around there, 60 or 70, right? So you get like cap 60 points. Anyways, what ended up happening was I got the win. John got a big upset. He actually won, even though we put it down as a red match for him. He won, I think, like 19 points. So John just fucking crushed his opponents. Nick struggled, which we knew Nick would struggle against that list. Just didn't think it was going to be that bad. I don't remember how many points Nick walked away with that game, but it wasn't that much. But then we're like looking at my brother like, yeah, he got a big win because he's playing the Bloodthirster, and he's like, I got 0 points or 5 points. It was like 0 to 5 points. And we were like, what? And it wasn't because of the cannons. It wasn't because of anything like that. It's because one unit of Crushers needed a long bomb charge to charge into the flank. Got into the flank and started running through his whole army. And that crushed us game 1. Anyways, guys, I don't have the points up. You'll probably see the points popping up on your own screen, but not on mine. But because of that, just because I didn't do my homework before I made this battle report. But my MVP is probably going to be, I want to say Koopa. Yeah, Koopa. Koopa ripped open a freaking Demigryph unit with the K-Pack, ripped open a Imperial Cav on his own, or Electoral Cav on his own, and popped this other Electoral Cav with the help of Zod. Koopa, you are the champ. You are the man. I am contemplating going and looking at my list again and trying to fit Koopa back in because I cannot believe how good he is. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I enjoy making it. If you guys like the video, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. I gotta get to work really soon. But for those of you who do like my channel and would like to show some support, you can always go onto my Patreon, and I always appreciate any patronage from my Patreon patrons. But to show my appreciation to those who are going into this like silver tier, I guess it would be considered, you could go into my Patreon, and I have Koopa dice that you can purchase by signing up for the 2nd tier subscription. And not only that, you would also put your name in for a raffle to win a banner painted by me. So guys, do that. I'm going to leave my Patreon in the description box down below. And like, share, subscribe, MVP. I think that's everything. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.